So welcome back, everyone. I am happy to bring on back my next two guests. They've been on with me a couple of different times. I have with me Scott Broadbent and Rob Holman. They are managing partners of Global Financial Advisors. Welcome back to the show.
It's good to be here.
Thank you.
All right, so here's the thing. I want to kind of talk for a minute about something that you do as a giveaway, because we kind of know what you do by the name of your company and this and that. But what I do want to do is tell them talk a little bit about yourselves, because it is all about, you know, about getting to know you a little bit. You do free consultations with people, and you also do, for everyone who calls in, a stress test for your portfolio, which you offer to people. It's a $350 value, free to them. Let's talk a little bit about that and what that is. Welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you. Scott Broadbent, been in the industry 16 years. On the stress test of our portfolio, what we're looking to do is, you have a lot of stuff going on with the Fed this year in raising interest rates. You got a lot of stuff going on out there with the economy, what's going on in Europe. A lot of times we'll sit with somebody and say, when that stuff happens, how does your portfolio react? Do you lose a lot of money? Do you lose a little bit of money? And we'll stress test it by looking back when those things have happened and saying, hey, you could lose this amount of money. Are you comfortable with that? A lot of people go, whoa, wait a minute, that's causing me a lot of stress. And so we'll stress their portfolio and fix those problems before they happen.
Yeah, you can call in for that. Our number here is 602-277-5369, and toll free it's 1-866-536-1100. I want to get some information out because it's very important. You have 3 offices throughout the valley. It is Mesa, Tempe, and Chandler. Also, they can help anyone from anywhere, because that's the way people all can work now, and you're licensed anywhere here, right?
Yes.
And also, besides them doing free consultations, they're rated with the Better Business Bureau A+ rating as well. So today you wanted to talk a little bit about something very important and kind of go narrow and deep on it with me, which I love doing. Retirement accounts, tax planning.
So I'm going to take this first one, required minimum distributions, or RMDs. We actually do an entire workshop on it. It can be a little confusing for folks, especially that first year. If you think about your money that's in an IRA or a 401k, it's qualified money, meaning that when those dollars went in, you were able to take that dollar amount off of your income, so you're able to benefit from that tax advantage. When those dollars are in your account growing, they're deferred, meaning you don't have to pay taxes on them. But when you reach age 70 and a half, the IRS requires, hence the term required minimum distribution, to take those dollars out. Now, if you decide that you don't want to do that, or you miscalculate, or you don't do that, there's a 50% penalty. So give you an idea where people get a little bit confused is that the first RMD, or required minimum distribution, you have to take out. So I have a little example here. So if you turn age 70 and a half this year, let's say you turn age 70 and a half in August, then you're required to take that distribution by April 1st of the following year. And you may do it then. You may not do it then, and I'll tell you why in a minute here. Because if you do take that distribution by April 1st of 2016, that's fine. But then in 2016, you're going to be required to take your 2015 required minimum distribution. So as you can see, you would be taking 2 of those distributions in the same year. That may be okay. You may be retired. You don't have income, so maybe that's not a big deal. But if you still had income, you were still working, depending on other factors, Social Security, you might want to take that first one prior to that April 1st, 2016. And you can take that default in this year, the year that you do turn age 70 and a half. So that's where you want to be able to work with someone, and especially in our case, we believe you should work with the person's tax professional, and we do that all the time. The other thing you should know is that IRS wants their money, and so there's a table, and each year that you get older, you're going to be required on a percentage basis to take more out. When you first start to take it out, it's relatively low, but in just 20 short years, which most people are living, you know, to mid-80s and the 90s now, and even longer, as the medical world gets even better and better, it almost triples that percentage. So you're going to be forced to take out even more and more and more. Now there's something that you can do, and Scott's going to talk about that. There's a way to minimize those required minimum distributions by getting in front of the problem.
Okay.
When you, between the ages, when you're 59 and a half is when you can start taking money out of your IRA. So between then and about 75 years old, that about 15-year window, The goal is you're going to have to give the IRS their money at least one time. But just a simple example. Let's say somebody has $300,000. They're going to live on, let's say, 6% a year. So over the course, and they die at 85. So they're going to pull out just under $500,000 out of their IRA over that whole time. Well, when you pull it out, you're going to pay taxes on all $500,000. If you get with us and we show you how and when is so important. So you don't give IRS all your money, you give them the least amount possible. You will be able to get that taken care of in the first few years between, say, 59 and 62. Then you enjoy tax-free, now let's just say this twice because it's cool, tax-free money for the next 22 years. And that just means you get, I mean, it's like a summer home for free. We were looking at that. Your tax savings to you and to your kids is hundreds of thousands of dollars. I mean, that's a $300,000 IRA. Most people have that.
That is amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a huge deal, but most people don't ever do it. I was talking to a CPA just yesterday, and he says, I beat my fist and I pound my hands. I say, guys, get it done. You're driving me crazy. You know how much this is costing you? I mean, you're talking about, would you rather pay 150 grand in taxes or would you rather pay 20 or 30? I mean, really.
Now here's what we've got for everybody. Their phone, I want to give it out. They have 3 locations throughout the valley: Mesa, Tempe, Chandler. They do free consultations and they can help anyone from anywhere. They are an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. You can check them out on their website, which is retirewithglobal.com. You can also call them. Their phone number is 480-361-4966. They do free consultations. You're all about educating the public, and I love that we're doing it like this because this is really giving you a chance to be able to do that and to be able to show what you know, because that's really what's important, is to have somebody that can really help you out when you get to that point where you need that.
Yeah.
Okay, so now Roth conversion.
Well, and that's really what Scott was talking about. So that opportunity to take those dollars, though, but it's worth mentioning again, that opportunity to take those dollars, pay taxes on them one time. It's not as simple as it sounds, and that's why you need to work with someone. And we work with tax professionals. We'll work with your tax professional. You may not have a tax professional. We run into that all the time. That being said, we will help you get one. We'll help you interview different folks and put you in front of someone that kind of has similar personality to you. People have to understand that the few $100s that you might spend to get that work done professionally can save you literally thousands of dollars on your taxes in any given tax year. But also, as Scott mentioned before, with that Roth conversion, if that's done properly, it literally is hundreds of thousands of dollars.
So, stress tests for your portfolio. This is a $350 value free to you. So our number here is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. Going back to the right one, help with someone's current 401k.
Well, so a lot of folks have a 401k now. That's the wave of the future. You know, the days of the pension. My dad has a pension. Not a lot of people have the pension anymore. That 401k plan, if you're working for a company and you have that opportunity, first thing I would tell you is if they match, go ahead and match up to the dollar value.
They match, you're lucky.
Absolutely, because it's free money. You want to do that. But one of the things that we like to talk to our clients about is the in-service distribution. You can have a working 401k that you're contributing to, that your employer is matching, but they have a clause in in-service distribution which may allow you to then have more options, meaning that we can take some or all of the monies from the active 401k, the 401k is still going to remain active, and be able to put those dollars in some other places that you don't have that opportunity with your current employer.
Something else that you can have in there, look for these 3 initials as well. Let's say you're in your 40s, you go, well, I'm not quite that age. SDA. It's not silly dumb account, it's self-directed account, and we can help you with that.
Here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to a break. When we come back, we're going to talk further about that, because I don't want to just cut that off on that. And our number here is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. Everyone is going to get a stress test for your portfolio. It's a $350 value free to you at 602-277-5369. It's retirewithglobal.com. We'll be back in just a minute. So welcome back, everyone. And we are talking with Scott Broadbent, and we are also talking with Rob Holman. They are the managing partners of Global Financial Advisors. They have offices throughout the valley, 3 of them, to help anyone out there, as well as they can help anyone from anywhere. They're rated A+ with the Better Business Bureau. They do free consultations with everybody. They also have this stress test for your portfolio, and I think, you know, no matter, even if you have someone working with you, you never know. Sometimes you hear someone and go, you know what, that sounds like a good idea, maybe I should do that. You can, it's not going to hurt anything to do that. You can find out if you're on the right path or not. Again, that's a $350 value free to you. Our number here is 602-277-5369, and toll free it's 1-866-536-1100. We're talking a little bit about tax planning right now, and we were talking about the you know, the current 401ks, and you were talking a little bit about something that was kind of cute. Go ahead.
Well, a lot of people, if you're in Arizona, if you're a firefighter, a police officer, someone like that, or if you're in a fairly large, like a Banner or someone like that organization that you're employed with, most of you have what they call an SDA. Now, we always joke with, they're called silly dumb accounts, where it's people put money or they put it in a stock and they lose a bunch of money. But what you can do is take that, take it to a professional, still keep your 401k, and we can manage it for you. We can give it professional money management rather than just your blasé target fund or mutual fund. If you really want to step above and still want to be in your 401k, and this applies to guys in their 40s and their 50s, you can get professional money managers put into your 401k if it has those initials of self-directed account, SDA.
And you do these free consultations, so is it easy to know whether or not it has those initials in it? Can anyone see that?
Last night I'm sitting with a guy who works up in Show Low, and he pulled it up on his phone on his app, and we looked at it, and I said, see that SDA? He goes, oh yeah. I go, I can help you. He goes, fabulous.
See, and so what I'm saying, and I said it that way because some people don't realize that it's there. They do these free consultations with you, so you can always call them. Their phone number direct, it's 480-361-4966, and it's retirewithglobal.com. And they are offering for everybody the free stress test for your portfolio. It's a $350 value free to you. You can call in here at 602-277-5369. Toll free it's 1-866-536-1100, and I'm going to let you keep on calling throughout the rest of the show for it too. Okay, Scott. 401, my 401k at retirement. I hope I have that one day in my life, but I didn't. I work for myself. But anyway, go ahead. My 401k at retirement.
So you're getting ready to retire. You've got your 401k. You're in your 50s, and let's say you're not happy. You went through 2008. It went down. You lost some money. You're looking at that and saying, hey, it might take 5, 6, 7 years to come back. What you can do, and this is just recent, they have what you can do, what they call an in-service distribution. You can take money out and put it into a personal pension plan, get a professional money manager, say, hey guys, I've seen your performance, I know what you can do, I like you. Take part of that out of there. Maybe you don't like your options that you have in there. You just want it to make more money, or maybe you want it to be conserved because you see the market going down, or something like that. There's a million reasons. We use that. It's called an in-service distribution that you can do on your 401k. It's a simple 2-minute call with your HR department. We'll ask them, does the plan provide it? Most do. If you're 59 and a half or older and still working, it is almost all of them will allow you to do that. And that's kind of your basic rule. In your 50s, it's usually going to be a percentage of your 401k, and the older you are, the more they'll give you. And from 59 and a half and above, they'll usually let you take it all out, and you can still keep contributing to your 401k. They'll still give you the match. I mean, it doesn't change the dynamics of your 401k. It just allows you to do more with it.
And you know, people are working. You know, it used to be that you retired at whatever, 60, whatever that number was. Now, you want to kind of wait, you know, if you can, before you do that, because isn't it better to do that in a sense?
Yeah, you really are. And I'm going to track off here for a second, but we had somebody that came in that never met with anybody, never with a financial advisor. They walk in, and they're sitting there with a $80,000 check and saying, hey, they gave this to me, I've had it for a few weeks, I'm not really sure what I do with it, and we're looking at them like,
I know exactly what I would do with it.
yeah.
Take it to the casino.
Yeah.
No.
Red or black, it's either double or we're starting all over again. But yeah, we see people, we recommend that you go meet with a financial advisor a few years before you retire. And you should really start doing it 10 or 15 or 20 years before. You might do some of it on your own, but sit with somebody. What you don't know can hurt you and will hurt you. It'll just take options off the table. You'll pay more money. Hey, listen, if you like paying more to the IRS, I don't mind paying my fair share, but if you like paying more, don't come see us. But if you do like just paying what you're supposed to, keeping your benefits high, creating financial stability in your retirement, you really need to see a professional like us.
Well, you know, the rest of the story, I'm sorry, I gotta get the Paul Harvey plug in because I loved him, but the rest of the story was there were a couple of days away from this 60-day window. So you get, when that check arrives in the mail from your employer, and this person was totally surprised to get it, there's a 60-day window to put those dollars back. Otherwise, you just created yourself a large tax problem. So they were really only 2 or 3 days away from that 60-day window closing up. And we were able to immediately help them get that taken care of. So it happens all the time. People get ready to retire. They're not sure what their options are. And I would tell you, we keep mentioning the stress test, but one of the things with a stress test, you know, I just bought a boat to fish. You know, I want to know that the water is going to stay out of the boat. Okay, I don't want to die. I don't want to get wet. And so they assure me this thing has been stress tested. That's fabulous. I've got one guy's word on that. I would like more than one guy's opinion on that. And so what's really unique about our firm, we've always believed, is when we stress test your portfolio, 2 or 3 of us are going to stress test it. You're not just going to have one advisor look at that. You are going to have multiple sets of eyes with different experience, different opinions. Sometimes I'm going to see something that Scott doesn't see, and vice versa, or Trey or Brigham or anybody in our office. So that's really important with that stress test. Come in, we'll have several people look at what you're doing and give you the stress test, and you'll feel much safer when you get in that boat.
You know, here's what I think too, is that your business is a relationship-oriented business. You have to sit down, you have to really get to know the people, and so the stress test for your portfolio is a perfect way to start off with that. You could start, you know, off with talking, whatever, the next one, maybe it's the stress test that you do. And I just think it's a perfect way for people to get to know you, whether or not you even have somebody or not. It's always a good idea, again, to get that second opinion and have 2 or 3 eyes looking at it that might see something that you didn't know you could do.
Yeah, I agree. It really does help you know where you're at. And if you don't know where I always say, if you don't know where you're at and you don't know what you're paying, how do you plan where you're going? And how do you plan how you're going to pay for stuff if you don't even know what your costs are, you don't know how much you could lose? I mean, that's a wing and a prayer. I think they used to make a movie out of that kind of stuff, you know? It's just not a really great way to plan something that's so important.
They are all about educating the public, and they are rated with an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. They do free consultations. They are going to give you this stress test. It's a $350 value, free to you. Keep on calling, guys, here. You're going to get that from them. Our number here is 602-277-5369, and toll free it's 1-866-536-1100. They have 3 offices throughout the valley: Mesa, Tempe, Chandler, and they can't help anyone from anywhere. So, and I know that you're starting to get people, you know, you're starting to help people out there. They're starting to resonate with what you're saying. So, you know, call them up and get a free consultation. What's your final words for today?
Well, I would just reiterate what you said. I mean, come in and see us. It doesn't cost you anything. We don't buy, well, Scott maybe, but I don't. But come in. It's not going to cost you anything. We help people all the time. At minimum, we'll be able to give you an opinion. I've been doing this for 30 years. At minimum, we'll be able to give you an idea or 2.
And it's a really good idea to do. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
I mean, people don't plan to fail. They just fail to plan. And
Right.
if you come and see us, listen, most of our clients love the fact that they save money on their taxes. They get themselves in the right order. They get with the right professionals, the right advice, the right things given to them. And you go home with peace of mind. I would say that more than anything. Hey, if you want to sleep well at night, come and see us. We're better than a mattress company.
And their number is area code 480-361-4966. Their website is retirewithglobal.com. global.com. They do free consultations. They can help anyone. Get yourself one of these free stress tests for your portfolio. It's a $350 value, free to you. You can call in throughout the rest of the show for it. Our number here is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. They can help anyone from anywhere. Get yourself some 3 or 4 pairs of eyes that are looking at these things, and they're going to tell you where you're at. It doesn't cost you anything to do that. So again, their number is 480-361-4966. It's retirewithglobal.com, or call here at 602-277-5369.